afternoon. It's an honor to join everyone at this year's Free Iran World Summit. I first want to offer my unwavering support and admiration for the hard work you're all doing to create a better future for a free and democratic Iran. This has been a long, hard fight, and each time I'm invited to speak here or meet with the Iranian community in Canada, I'm inspired by the tenacity and heart of the Iranian people. You are relentless in your fight, and you must be for the sake of all Iran. Madam Rajavi's 10-point plan clearly lays out our end goal of a just, democratic, free, and peaceful future for all Iranians. It also reminds me how much Canada can and must do to support Madam Rajavi and each and every one of you to achieve the Iran of the future you deserve. An Iran that respects human rights, the rule of law, liberty, democracy, and individual liberty. Over my time as a member of Parliament, one of my proudest moments was in 2017, when Senator Raynell Anderchuk and I successfully saw our bill, the Justice for Victims of Corrupt Foreign Officials Act, Canada's own Sergei Magnitsky law, passed with unanimous support in both the Senate and House of Commons. It was a monumental and emotional occasion. Parliament had taken a clear stand and gave the federal government the tools needed to combat international corruption and the abuse of human rights, in addition to naming and shaming despots, tyrants, and kleptocrats. The Magnitsky Law ensures Canada cannot be used as a safe haven by corrupt foreign officials and gross human violators who have all illicitly enriched themselves through the abuse of their authority and want to take advantage of Canada's lucrative financial and real estate markets and stable economy. Sadly, speaking to you now 4 years later, I'm deeply frustrated and disappointed to say Canada has largely allowed these powers to collect dust, while the crimes they were designed to punish are happening with alarming frequency, especially in Iran under the terrorist regime in Tehran. Myself and my colleagues in Her Majesty's loyal opposition have spoken in the House of Commons, sent many letters to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, hosted events on Parliament Hill, and still the Government of Canada has refused to use Magnitsky sanctions against President Raisi, Supreme Leader Khamenei, former President Rouhani, and any other Iranian officials who are responsible for the ongoing human rights abuses against Iranian citizens, the systemic corruption, the horrific 1988 massacre, and the downing of Ukrainian International Airlines flight PS-752. The Liberal government's own report on the cause of downing of passenger flight PS-752 showed a disgusting and willful blindness. They refused to blame the Iranian regime for firing the missiles that brought down the aircraft. Questions are also being raised on why the Royal Canadian Mounted Police very quickly declined to investigate the shooting down of PS-752 as the largest murder of Canadians since the downing of the Air Indian Flight 182 in 1985. In my opinion, that decision must be revisited. Terrorist atrocities committed against Canadians, wherever they are in the world, must be fully investigated by the proper authorities. It is simply not good enough to leave these matters in the hands of bloodthirsty terrorist regimes and take their word for what happened. Unfortunately, that is exactly what the Liberal government has done in Canada. Families of the victims of Flight PS-752 have shared with me their deep disappointment in the Canadian government as it continues to appease the Iranian regime by refusing to lay any accountability on the Iranian theocracy, refusing to list the IRGC as a terrorist organization, or take legal action at the International Court to bring to justice all who are responsible for this atrocity. Let me be clear. The IRGC is a terrorist entity. I know that. You know that. The Parliament of Canada passed a motion to declare that in June 2018. And just last month, the Superior Court of Ontario ruled the IRGC a terrorist organization. Unfortunately, the Trudeau government has sat on its hands for over 3 years and has failed to officially list the IRGC as a terrorist entity. This, combined with the video of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau glad-handing and backslapping Iran's so-called foreign minister, shows that the current Liberal government would rather shamefully appease the oppressive and brutal regime in Tehran than seek justice for victims of terrorism. So today, I, along with other like-minded Canadian parliamentarians, pledge to fight for all pro-democracy Iranian activists and ensure Canada does more to support you in fulfilling your aspirations for a free and inclusive Iran. I can assure you that a future Conservative government in Canada can and will do more. Until then, I'll continue to use my voice in Canada's House of Commons and take every opportunity to push our government to better support all Iranians who are fighting for freedom, democracy, and human rights. Together, we will succeed. Thank you.